So this might be incriminating. Okay, so firstly, I do want to say that this situation happened over 10 years ago, and something occurred within it for it to no longer be validated. I'll explain it and I'll detail it when I get further into the story. So I was approximately 12 to 13 years old at the time, and I had just graduated 7th grade. You know, this was around summertime. I was with my cousin, the one I did acid with. What you doing over there, bro? And one of our best friends at the time, and still to this day. You know, we spent the night at our friend's house, as we had the tendency to do. But you see, this friend of ours, he was like a little badass kid who enjoyed doing bad things. I genuinely believe that he got turned on when he did these things. Yeah, he might have been slightly sociopathic. Well, anyways, my friend, let's call him Jesse because that's his name, and my cousin, they were absolutely obsessed with Fallout 3 and Oblivion, these RPG-based games for the Xbox 360, PS3, you know, the older generation consoles. And I kid you not, I do not over-exaggerate this, but they would literally spend days playing that game. Days, man. And it would literally annoy me because I did enjoy those games, but I didn't enjoy it that much to be spending my entire day watching somebody else play a video game. I couldn't do that. I still can't even bear it. You know, it's very raw. Anyway, that detail wasn't necessary, but I felt like I had to get it out.
Okay.
Anyways, they were playing Fallout when my cousin finally decided that he wanted to play basketball. We were on the basketball team at the time, so it was something that we enjoyed doing. At least me and my cousin. Our friend wasn't very athletic. Still isn't. So, you know, we got ready and, you know, prepared for the sinister events that would soon follow. Jesse, you know, quirky and awkward when it came to any athletic sports, as I said before, you know, he didn't really enjoy doing something that he wasn't good at. You know, if he wasn't good at it, he's not going to try to be good at it. You know, like, he doesn't want to make himself look dumb doing something that he doesn't know how to do, so he would avoid it at all cost. So that's exactly what he did. He didn't want to play basketball at all, and I didn't really feel like playing basketball at all either. I just wanted to get away from that damn video game. So Jesse, my beautiful, dark, twisted, sociopathic best friend, I suggested that we walk by the trail by the park, which was coincidentally by the middle school that we graduated from, which I'm not going to give the name out. But anyways, we were discussing how our year went, the stories that we shared together, good and bad. And, you know, he just comes out and says it. He's just like,
hey, bro, let's go check inside.
You know, simple. I thought he was joking, so I just laughed it off, you know, like,
check inside. That's funny, man.
You know, until he said it again with more of an emotional reaction, just like he struck gold with this idea. Like, just the thought of it gave him the biggest erection of his life. You know, like, accomplishing this immoral task would give him the biggest adrenaline rush he would ever receive in his lifetime. Yeah, I was a good kid. I still am a good kid who just made reckless decisions in his life. But I guess at that time I was more uptight and rational because my mother could do a lot more to me than she could do now. And I was just telling him, hell no, this was a dumb idea, which because it was, then he said, wait for it.
Bro, please, if you were really my friend, you'd do it with me. Come on, bro. If you were really my friend.
I'm gonna pause right there. Holy shit. My best friend actually might be a sociopathic. I remember him detailing his uncle and that his uncle was his biggest role model, and that his uncle would do it, and because his uncle would do it, that he wanted to do it. And to be honest, I don't know what it was that really made me consider the idea. I think it was because my cousin, let's call him Richie because that's his name, like the Exorcist, and Jesse both had a closer relationship than I did with them, and I felt this subconsciously, and I didn't really want to show it, but it was definitely just there, you know, out in the open, and I always felt like I was in the outskirts looking into the relationship. So I felt like if I did this, I would be more appreciated, and you know, which is fucked up if you really think about it. After he kept on buttering me up like the Jake Paul that he is, I said, okay, fuck it, let's go, man.
What?
Okay, so for our sakes, there was a break-in in the middle school, I would say like a month prior to us doing this, and there was a window that person or individual broke into with like a crowbar, and you know, the school that we went to wasn't really well funded, so all they really did was tape it up. So we knew the exact entrance to go into, you know. So we went to that window, you know, we pushed it in a little bit, you know, it was still, you know, unstable, so all we had to really do is just push it, and you know, it collapsed, and you know, we dipped inside, we kind of did like a barrel roll inside. You know, and I remember immediately that all the chairs were lined up against this wall, and that I was feeling completely frazzle-dazzled. You know, we immediately began looking into drawers, into desks, into closets. Whatever we could open, we would search. And I remember going into the hallway, and with each step we made, you know, there would be a loud echo at the end of the hallway. And I was actually pretty entertained with the idea that we were the only ones in this big ass school. We were just searching for something of importance or value, but we didn't know what that thing was exactly. Everywhere except for classrooms or offices that were locked. You know, we went into the cafeteria for no apparent reason other than just to say that we went. And at some point I knew we had overstayed our welcome. You just had this feeling that something bad is going to occur if you just continue to push your limits. And so I told, and you know, he agreed that, you know, we were there for a little too long, so we got the fuck out and we dipped.
So once we got the fuck out there, you know, we recuperated our thoughts, and we just tried to bring ourselves back to reality. We literally just broke into a fucking school, and the possessions we took out of this, you know, don't laugh, a clipboard, a stapler, maybe some pens, some fucking highlighters, I don't remember exactly, but I do remember that we did take some marshmallows. From where did we take marshmallows? I don't exactly recall. I just know there was marshmallows somewhere, and we just took marshmallows. So was this experience worth it? Not even close, but I think we just did it for the adrenaline rush, or at least I thought. You know, after I felt calmed down and relieved that we escaped any negative connotation for our actions, Jesse pulls out an assortment of 50 keys out of his pocket.
Bro, let's go back. Bro, let's go back. We can open up the offices.
Bro, hell no! At this point, I knew it was too good to be true, that if we went back, there was something bad definitely going to happen. I knew we weren't gonna get away a second time. I just felt it. And although everything is really based off chance, and if this feat was accomplished, we would have had the biggest adrenaline rush that we would have ever experienced in our lifetimes, you know, it just wasn't worth it. The consequences were too massive. You know, my mind was, I was losing it at this point. You know, while this was going on, my cousin Richie was hooping 50 meters from us. And it was interesting because we were in totally two different perspectives of reality at this time.
Nah, bro, I can't. I really can't.
Come on, bro, let's go one more time. That'll be it, I promise. I promise.
Alright, bro, if you go check and if it's safe, just text me and I'll be there. Just go, you go first, you let me know if it's safe, I go. Alright? Fuck, man.
So, that's exactly what happened. He jumped the gate. Approximately 5 minutes later, he texted me saying, come on, bro, it's safe. So I jumped the gate. I started to head towards him. I started to maneuver my way back to the window. And then I saw the man in the uniform.
Got the urge to eat out?
El rey de hamburguesa.
Quickly, I immediately got behind a brick wall that was right beside me. And I was just watching this man talk to while Jeff was just looking directly at the ground, not saying a word. You know, that was it. We were caught. Immediately went with my first instinct, and I was run the fuck out of there. I jumped the gate, went straight to I was like, we need to get the fuck out of here, bro. Immediately he was annoyed. He didn't understand the detriment of the situation. He was like, hey, calm down, bro. Calm down. He seemed very annoyed and irritated at me, but because I guess I was just hyperventilating. I said, bro, we need to get the fuck out of here, bro. Bro, we need to get the fuck out of here, bro. Let's run to my grandma's house. It's only 10 miles down the road this way. Come on, let's just run. You know, he was pissed. He was like, calm down, all right? Calm the fuck down. Run back. Bro, with the police, bro, we gotta go, okay? Out here, bro. I'm gonna get caught, bro. You know, he definitely didn't comprehend the magnitude of the situation. So knowing that he wasn't going to, you know, cooperate with me, I immediately hid in the kids' park on the slide. You know, I was just like, fuck, I don't see him. You know, I think I stayed there for a good like 30 to 45 minutes. You know, when you're in that space and in that mindset, you're willing to do anything to protect yourself. So time went by very quickly. Anyways, I remember it was like around nighttime at this point, and you could see on the other side of the school just the lights of the cop car just flashing on and off. Throughout this duration, my mind was like just going berserk, and the only things I could think about was me going to juvie, me getting kicked out, my mom beating my ass when I got home. Anyways, after like 25 minutes after we saw the flashing lights of the cop car, he told us to go check it out, which is exactly what we did. And so on the other side, we saw getting put in handcuffs. You know, his mother right beside him crying, him crying. You know, it was a very emotional time. Yeah. He got kicked out of the middle school that we were in. He had community service. I don't know if he had probation. I don't know if he was too young to have probation. He didn't snitch on me though. You know, he kept it real. You know, and no matter how many jokes I make about him being a sociopath, which he probably is, you know, he still has a heart. You know, he still can own up to, you know, the situations he put himself into, and me into as well. You know, I still feel regretful for not owning up to the situation, you know, because it was partially my fault. I mean, I couldn't really talk him out of it, because once he had his mindset, that was exactly what he was going to do. You know, I was there too.
Mr. Stevens? Peter.
Bingo! It doesn't. Look, there's nothing long enough.
Anyways, that was the time I broke into the school. Thank you for watching YouTube. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. I do want to advise that if you put yourself in any predicament like this or anything similar to this, I would strongly advise against it. It definitely isn't worth it in the end. I just wanted to create this video to create some sort of awareness against reckless decisions, because in the end it'll just put you in a bad space, and just you'll accumulate all this negativity surrounding your future, and I would strongly go against that from somebody with experience. You know, just learn from my decisions, learn from my mistakes. Thanks for watching, YouTube. People of the universe, stay wise, stay curious, keep the peace. I'll see you on the next one.
Pruébala. Es cocaína.